Today on our 2015 Toyota Sienna, you're going to be taking a look at, I'm going to show you how to install the etrailer.com Class 3 trailer hitch receiver, part number E98837. This is what our hitch looks like when it's installed. You see the cross tube is visible, but it does sit up nice and tight up against the bottom of the vehicle. Our receiver tube is tucked in underneath the outer edge of our bumper fascia, so we're not going to have to worry about hitting our legs or our shins on it when we're loading and unloading the back of the vehicle. It's going to be a Class 3 hitch. It's going to be 2" by 2". It's going to have a nice reinforced collar to give it a little extra stability on the receiver tube. Hitch pin hole is going to be 5/8 inch in diameter. Now the hitch pin and clip does not come with this hitch, however it can be purchased here at etrailer.com. We're going to have plate style safety chain loops. You can see it's going to give us plenty of room for different size safety chain hooks. One thing I really like about this hitch is the finish on it. This finish on the etrailer hitch is going to be a triple carbide black powder coat, which means it's really going to resist that rust and corrosion and chipping, unlike some of the other hitches out there that may only have a single coat powder coat finish on them. As far as weight capacities go, we're going to have a 350-pound max tongue weight, which is the downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube, and a 3,500-pound max trailer weight, which is the trailer plus the load included. As far as weight distribution, you can use weight distribution with this hitch. Tongue weight's going to go up to 500 pounds. Trailer weight's going to go up to 5,000 pounds. I always recommend checking the owner's manual of the Sienna to make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight, and want to go with the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Now let me give you a few measurements to help you when deciding on any hitch mount accessories you may need, such as a bike rack, ball mount, or cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the bumper will be about 4 inches. This number is important for any of your hitch mount accessories that may fold up against your vehicle. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube, it's going to be about 11¼ inches. It's a good idea to get a raised shank for better ground clearance. Now let's show you how to get this installed. To start our installation, we're going to have an underbody panel that we need to remove. We're going to take a Phillips head screwdriver, or a 10mm socket will work also. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts across the back that we need to remove. We'll have 1 Phillips head screw here. This is on our driver's side, behind our wheel. You can take a flathead screwdriver or a pick like this. We're going to have 7 push pin fasteners we need to remove. 2 here in the center. You're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to just pry out that center like that. Go ahead and pull out the whole base too. And we're going to take a large flathead screwdriver, and you're going to have some fasteners. Looks like it's a large Phillips head. And these are just plastic fasteners that kind of thread onto an existing bolt, or existing bolt that's coming down or welded to the body of the vehicle. If these do not come off, you put a little bit of pressure on it, it'll pull it off like that. We're going to have one there. We're going to have one here. There we go. We'll set our panel aside. Next, we're going to take some spray lubricant. We're going to take this rear exhaust hanger off, and it's easier if you spray it. Spray the peg down. It'll help that hanger slide off of there a lot easier. We're going to take a pry bar, and we need to pry off one side of this hanger. Give us enough room, enough movement to get up here on our frame rail. Here on our driver's side and passenger side frame rail, you're going to see 4 pieces of tape. This one's going to be a rubber plug. We're going to take out the 2 most rear pieces of tape covering the holes, and then this rubber plug. We'll start with the plug here, and then the tape, and it's covering existing weld nuts. And then it's determined that we're also going to need to take this 3rd cover off, and we're going to do it the same way we did the other 2 here. We're going to do this on both sides of the vehicle. So next we need to trim out our underbody panel. What we're going to do is, I kind of went too high here and not low enough here. That's why you always want to measure twice before you cut. We're going to go from this top edge We're measuring over 2.75 inches and up 12.5 inches. So you can kind of see where this ridge is here. We kind of split it down the middle. So we're 2.75 and then 12.5 up. So we're going to be cutting out this center section here. You can use a Dremel tool. It's pretty flexible plastic. I'm just going to use a utility knife. Once you get it cut, go ahead and get our panel put back in place. Next we'll install our hitch. We're going to slide it up into our panel and then over top of our exhaust. Kind of slide it over, let it rest on our exhaust a little. Conical tooth washer and make sure the teeth are facing up towards the hitch. And if you notice, right here is where it's hitting. So I'm going to mark it straight down the center all the way up to my other mark. I'm going to do that on both sides. And we're going to trim from there back to where it flattens out back here. So I'll go ahead and take our hitch back down and trim that panel off, or trim that piece off. Now that we have one bolt in on each side holding our hitch into place, we're going to go ahead and install our remaining hardware. It's going to be the same hardware, same combination. Next, with a 19mm socket, we're going to tighten all of our hardware. Once you have it all tightened, you're going to torque it to the specifications and the instructions. Once you have your hardware tightened and torqued, you can reinstall your exhaust. That'll do it for a look at and installation on the etrailer.com Class 3 trailer hitch receiver, part number E98837 on our 2015 Toyota Sienna.